Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I'm back again with the second video, and I'm here to talk about the time someone prayed for me and I got mad about it. This is going to be a very quick video because it's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, on with today's message. So, I was talking to someone from church who's a good friend of mine, and, she knows I'm single. She knows I'm, uh, just not dating anyone. She knows I don't want to get married and stuff. And, she proceeded to tell a family member of mine, a very close family member of mine, it was my mom, about how I'm always alone and I'm always, single and how it bothers her. Now, when we start talking about this, there's a couple of things going on. One, it didn't bother me. I'm not concerned with me being single. I'm not sad about it. I'm not crying at night about it. I don't have this deep yearning to get married or have kids. I just am passive. I'm very indifferent and I don't care. I'm not denying anything. I'm not starving for anything. I just want to make that very clear. I honestly am doing very well for myself and I intend to be single for the rest of my life. I just don't care. All right. I didn't care at 13. I didn't care at 12. I didn't care at 20. I didn't care at 25. I didn't care at 30. I didn't care at 35. I don't even care at 36. I'm going on 38 in May. I still don't care. I'm 2 years away from being 40. And I still don't care. So, obviously, if I didn't care about it 22, 23 years ago, I'm not going to care about it now. So, this church member pulled my mother aside and said, we need to pray for him. We need to pray for your son, your only child. He's to bear fruit. And I really didn't appreciate that, but we were in a public area and there was people, church members and stuff. And, I just kind of was kind of like, hey, mom, let's get out of here. His service is over. I have to get ready for work. Let's go out of here. But she insisted to pray. Now, I there's nothing wrong with prayer. I love prayer. I need to pray more. We all need to pray more. Okay, that's not the problem. The problem is when you pray for your selfish desires and knowing God won't honor it, and you do it anyway, or you naively think the Lord will honor it because you want something really, really bad for someone that doesn't want what you want. Like, let's give an example. I want to. I want to get me a new car this coming year, like this year, by like the summer, something used, something under $10,000 to $12,000, okay? But my mom already has her own car, so it'd be almost kind of like I pray that my mom buys my car for me. I know she's not going to do it. I have to do it. I got to put down the down payment. It's my responsibility. I want her to do it for me, and I'm going to naively think it's going to happen because I want it really bad. See how that sounds? Sounds very selfish. Sounds very stupid. But anyway, I digress. Now, my mom and this church member started to pray, and they dragged me into it. Now I'm like, Mom, we really have to go. I really have to go to bed so I can go to work. She said, No, 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 no. Let's take 10 minutes to pray. Now, 10 minutes of prayer is nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful. But 10 minutes to pray for me to do something that you guys want me to do and I don't want to do is a waste of time. And the Lord won't honor it because you guys are being selfish at heart. That's the problem that I have at hand. Anyway, so mm, this church member began to pray for me that I would find someone in the church. In the church, I would choose. I would use dating apps, which they're older. They don't understand dating apps, and how I would find a nice virgin woman, which this is what I'm talking about, out of touch, and how she would have no kids and no debt. And I'm like, guys, this is a unicorn. This is a unicorn. Even I have debt, and I'm a virgin. It's just you're asking too much of the modern woman, and they were asking too much. But I digress. They kept praying, and then it was time for my mom to pray. Now my mom cries when she prays almost every time when it involves me. I get tired of that because she starts wanting things out of desperation and out of fear, and the Lord won't honor it. But she's been praying the same prayer for the past 25 years. In fact, she's been praying the same prayer longer than that. I just realized. So my mom began to pray for me, which is great. At first, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, this is good. It's good. Okay, I can use more prayer in my life. But then she started sniffling. Then she started talking about how, I know he doesn't have a lot of friends, and I know that he, is always alone and stuff, and I just want him to be happy. But then she said something else that shocked me. Now, I didn't know this until she said it live, but she said verbatim, I have been praying for such and such's wife since I was 7 years old. That's obsessive. And that's something she wants from me. That's something she wants, not what I want. And I have to, and I was taken aback. I was actually offended by this. And this is the point of the video. When you sit here and parents, I'm talking to parents right now, when you sit here and pray for your babies, all right, and you sit here and pray that you know, they find someone, that's fine. But when it definitely looks like they're not wanting to be around people or they're content having a couple of friends, please honor that and respect it. Don't just sit here and push them. See, my mom pushes me to date. She puts that in my face, and I reject it every time. There's nothing out here. Well, she doesn't want to hear that. I send her evidence. I send her my actual results. All these girls are cracked. All these girls are single mothers on the dating apps. And she says, keep trying. I did try for 6 months. Didn't get not one response. I showed her my DMs on the dating apps. No response. She's so hopeful about stuff that she thinks that it will just happen. There was one time where I was talking to my mom about how I don't want to date, and she says, well, the Lord will open your heart and you will want to date. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. You're bringing God into something that I don't want, and you're bringing God into something that you selfishly want for me that I will not do for myself. If I won't do it for myself, then the very chances of it happening is zero. For both parties, men and women, if there's something you want, you got to take that chance and you got to do it yourself. I don't want it bad enough. I don't want to date. I never had interest in dating. It's boring from what I've seen. And I've never been on a date. I never had a girlfriend before. I'm a virgin. And I'm happy like this. My mom doesn't believe me. Okay? She doesn't believe me. She doesn't think I'm happy. She thinks I'm miserable. Every day, she asks me, are you depressed? Are you miserable? How are you doing? How are you? How is this? How is that? And it's the same answer. I'm saying I'm fine. Leave me alone. I need to rest. I have two jobs. I work 79 hours a week, and I'm going to college soon, in 2 months. I don't have time to date. There was one time where my mom said, well, if you get on a dating app and have a good friend to talk to, then then maybe it could be something. And I'm sitting there like, what? You want me to talk to someone 3 times a week? I'm not a teenager. All right? I'm not 14 years old. I'm not. People ain't got time for that. And I told her that. Well, then once again, she says, "Well, God will open your heart to talk to people." And this has been going on for over 20 years now. 20 years. 23 years actually, since I was 15. So since 2003, my mom has been selfishly putting it in my face. You need to date, you need to have people, you need to get married, you need to have kids. She's been putting it in my face since 15 years old. I'm near 40, nothing's changed. And she refuses to respect my decision. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That makes me very mad. Now, I can't go around just yelling at her and stuff like that. I can't do that. But I just say, I don't feel like dating. I don't care enough. But for her to sit here and say, I've been praying for such and such's wife since I was 7 years old. First of all, pray for yourself. At 7, what type of 7-year old is that? First of all, my mom is a workaholic. She told me she didn't have to be married. She could have been single her whole life. She would have been happy. All she needed was her job and a paycheck in the office. That's what she told me, personally, to my face. I really did. I was very offended uh the other day. And, this happened like last week, so But yeah, I was prayed over. I got mad. The Lord won't honor something that you want out of your own selfish desires. And I think my mom is doing it because she wants grandkids. She never had another kid. I'm the only child. So I think she's getting scared of like, what are you going to do after me and your father die? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep working, stacking money, thinking of investments, making money on my phone. I'll probably be a therapist by that point. I'll probably have a doctorate. Just let me be. Leave me alone. And they won't. They won't leave me alone. They refuse to. They think dating apps are completely fine. I told them they were bots. They don't believe me. I send them screenshots. They refuse to look at them. They're in complete denial. They're 60 something, so they don't really know any better. But when I show them screenshots of people, my DMs, you have to make $100,000 or don't talk to me. I got 3 kids, and that's a real profile. And you scoff at that and say, "Well, just keep trying." See, now you're just being selfish. Now she backed off, but that I was very offended, and I was very shocked that she was like that at 7. 7-year-olds don't think about their child's wife. They don't think that far. What will cause her to think that far? She should have been praying for her own safety and her own family, which is my grandparents, and they're both gone. God rest their soul. But I was very offended. I was very offended. I wasn't happy. I was mad and irritated. I was like, look, you need to drop it. You need to drop it. It's not fair that you're shoving this down my throat for your benefit and your sake because you didn't have another kid and you didn't get this one right. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on in her mind that is bothering her enough to bring this up for 20 plus years. I don't know what it is, but it needs to stop. It needs to end. It needs to end. That's it. So that's all I'm going to say for this video. Yeah, I don't know why people can't just leave me alone. So, but they need to start leaving me alone because I'm getting mad. All right, bye guys.